Over the past few years, in many states throughout the South, including in Texas, a new battle is taking place over the future of Confederate-era monuments, statues, and markers.
The Night Beat's Michael Perchik looked into their prevalence and history. He joins us now live with our special report.
From Dallas to San Antonio, Austin and Houston, and pretty much anywhere you look throughout the state, ties to the Confederacy are clear, but recently that's come under closer investigation as an ongoing fight between preserving history and removing offensive imagery heats up in Texas. For 82 years, the Jefferson Davis statue stood at the main mall at the University of Texas. Stood being the key word. In August of 2015, it took workers just about 2 hours to remove the statue, after thousands of people, many of whom were students, signed a petition urging University President Greg Fenves to make the change. At issue, Davis's leadership role in the Confederacy and slave ownership. It's just one of a handful of examples here and across the country where support is swelling to remove tributes to Confederate icons. That's progress according to Nelson Linder, the president of the Austin chapter of the NAACP.
They're insensitive. They should be removed from public space.
Linder credits political leadership and an expansion of progressive ideals behind the push to review such statues. But what's progress to some is a scary step backwards to others.
I think every time a school gets renamed or a monument gets removed, it is a slam on the veterans that served in the Confederacy who fought bravely and nobly, and many never came home.
Marshall Davis is the spokesperson for the Texas chapter of Sons of Confederate Veterans. We spoke on the porch of the Littlefield House at UT, which once belonged to Confederate Major George Littlefield. At the time of his death, Littlefield was the university's largest benefactor, and his donations are evident throughout campus. It was Littlefield who commissioned the Jefferson Davis statue on the main mall.
For the last 100 years, it was fine to put up and honor these people. The only thing now that has changed is public opinion, not the duty or service of any of these veterans to their country.
And just months after UT removed the statue, the Austin ISD board voted to change the name of Robert E. Lee Elementary. The topic gained traction shortly after the deadly shooting at Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina, where Dylan Roof shot and killed 9 African Americans in a race-fueled attack. The massacre and corresponding pictures of Roof holding a Confederate flag led officials in that state to remove the Confederate flag from state grounds.
Many folks who do these kinds of racist acts, and they have those flags on their vehicles. So we've known for a long time, when you embrace those kind of symbols, typically you harbor racism.
Davis points to that attack as the driving force to change such names and statues, dismissing Roof's ties to the Confederacy. Even the respective actions of those honored are up for debate. While Davis acknowledges the horrors of slavery, he contends the time frame of such actions must be taken into consideration.
You cannot morally judge history by today's standards.
Well, it's very simple. It was wrong then, it's wrong now. You know, in Germany, they don't embrace Nazism. They say, look, this is clearly unacceptable. Just take it down.
Davis argues that slavery was only a component of the Civil War, a point rebuked by UT history professor Jeremy Surrey.
There are very few things that almost all historians agree on, but there is one, which is that slavery was the cause of the Civil War. The Civil War was about slavery, and that you cannot understand the Civil War without recognizing the stubborn commitment to slavery by Southern states, the Confederate states, during the Civil War.
Linder blames the spread of such monuments and statues on a lack of education over the Civil War, an issue Surrey said educators have improved. Throughout Texas, there are nearly 36 counties named after those with direct ties to the Confederacy, whether that be through political or military service. But for a side that ultimately lost the war, why are tributes to their officials so widespread?
And they were built a long time after the war, for Confederates who claimed, well, we lost the war, but we have won the post-war. So these are victory monuments. These are monuments to Jim Crow.
The overarching debate has shown no signs of slowing down, and there may be no better clash of cultures than right here at UT, where civil rights icons such as Barbara Jordan are honored alongside those who defended the Confederacy. Davis says he has no problem honoring members of the civil rights movement, such as Dr. King, but asks for the same respect towards Confederate icons. Now, while the Jefferson Davis statue was removed from the main mall, it does remain at UT, where it's on display at the Briscoe Center for American History. And guys, I'm about to hop onto Facebook Live to answer any of your questions. You can find that link on our KVUE Facebook page.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you,
Could
Michael.
make for a lively conversation.
Definitely.